2 years ago, I was stuck in my agency. I was making money, but barely. I was terrified of losing clients and I had zero control over where the next one would come from. I didn't have a business. I had a freelance job in disguise. That's when I realized if I did not build a predictable system for client acquisition, I'd either burn out or go broke. Today, I have a healthy business doing more than 50K per month, all because I built an inbound lead machine. And in this video, I'm going to show you the exact 3-part system I built that allowed me to break out of survival mode and build a real business. One that works without me constantly chasing clients. And I'll break it down into 3 simple steps so you can apply them immediately. Along the way, I learned that the elements needed are: 1, I need to be getting the attention from the right people. And 2nd, I need to set an action-based intent with the people that I'm getting attention from. 3rd, and most importantly, I need to build trust before the close so that I don't have to rely on stupid guarantees, and that goes for you as well. Because you see, most agency owners are just freelancers in disguise. They take whatever comes to them, they grind for every single deal, and they have no control or no leverage and simply no freedom. And then they wonder why they're stuck at 10K per month after 3 years in the game. And this is actually the silent killer of 99% of agencies. But if you do apply what I will be teaching you in this video, you will be able to create a real business where you're not constantly hunting for any and every single client that wants to work with you, but you can cherry pick the best clients and work with them. The truth is, most agency owners, they never build a business. They build a trap because they rely on referrals, do endless outreach, and manually chase every single client. And it does work for a while, but eventually it breaks because you will begin to stagnate, burn out, or even worse, shut down. But the agencies that thrive all have one thing in common. They've built a client acquisition system that runs without them. And that's what today's video is going to be about. So let's start with the first element: getting attention from the right people. If you don't have a systemized approach of getting attention from the customers you want to work with, you're going to have a tough time growing your agency. Without it, you will get stuck doing outbound outreach, relying on referrals or word of mouth, networking, and all of these methods have 2 things in common. The first one is they all require your time and input. If your acquisition method requires your time, you're not really building a business and you won't have any idea of when or how you will get your next client. And what happens when you can't predict when your next client is going to come around? You get anxious because of the fear of losing clients, which creates a negative spiral effect on the joy of running an agency or just a business as a whole. The second thing they have in common is that your leverage is typically lower because you are contacting the clients wanting their business and not the other way around. This means you'll have a harder time closing these clients. So let's try and turn this around for a second. You need to build a system that can get attention from the right people without your time or input, and it needs to create leverage on the sales call. They need to come to you basically. When done correctly, you will have prospects booking meetings with you who have seen your work and trust your capabilities before you even speak to them. This means you'll be able to focus on building a great product that makes sure the client stays on for longer. I mentioned in the beginning of the video that getting attention isn't enough. I've spoken with great agency owners running bigger agencies than mine that have the greatest case studies you could imagine and an incredible team, but still can't convert the attention into leads. And this is because you have to set an action-based intention with your leads from the beginning. You want to talk to the clients that are looking for your services, not the ones that are just looking for free value. Those 2 are completely different. I know some of you will already be asking yourself, why not a free case study or a lead magnet or something similar? Here's the reason. The intent is simply too low. The journey from signing up for a free guide to becoming a client is so long because most leads won't be near the purchasing stage. On the flip side, getting people to register for a free analysis of you showing them how you can improve their business means that they are probably thinking about hiring someone for the first time or switching current service providers. Because if a business owner was 100% sure it couldn't be better or didn't feel the need to improve the area, most of the time they wouldn't sign up for such a thing. You don't have to follow what everyone else is doing, but keep this in mind when you are generating leads. You want to set the intent of potentially working together in the beginning. You've probably been in a scenario where a prospect comes on a call and says they're just looking for inspiration or guidance to implement it themselves. And these are harder to close compared to the prospects that says they're looking to outsource the service you are providing. We want to make sure that when they enter the call with you, the intention is set from the beginning. You're exploring the opportunity of working together. This will allow you to qualify them instead of having to answer logistical questions about your service. And this is exactly what your sales call should be about. How can you help them, and are they qualified to work with you? That's the only two things that the sales call should be about. If you fail to set the right intention before the call, it will be harder for you to pre-sell them with trust-generating assets. This leads me on to the third part of why you need a system that makes sure you don't need to have guarantees to close your clients. Getting someone on a sales call doesn't mean you're actually getting a client, especially if that person haven't seen you for more than 60 seconds on an ad. And the truth is, if a lead doesn't already trust you before the call, they're showing up with their guard up and your chances of closing them drop dramatically. This is why building trust before the call is absolutely critical. Because if you skip this step, you'll end up spending your time on calls that go nowhere. People won't see you as an expert and they won't believe that you can actually help them. Generating trust is so important because without it, you constantly have to prove yourself on the call. Prospects will hesitate, second guess, or potentially even ghost you, and ultimately your closing rate will be lower. That's why your marketing before the sales call needs to do the heavy lifting. It needs to establish authority, demonstrate proof, and remove doubt. You have to create assets such as case studies, product VSLs, testimonials that can basically sell for you without your time and input. As you might have noticed, this is not something you'll be able to implement in 30 minutes. And remember, we're here to build a real business. I've been running my agency for 5 years more or less at this point, and it has given me the ability to live my life quite comfortably, move away from my home country, support my family, and basically travel whenever I want. A horribly structured freelance won't give you this stability for so many years in a row. And the agency owners that makes it in 2025 and beyond are the ones that have a clear system for generating clients on a consistent and predictable basis. So subscribe down below if you want to learn more about building an inbound lead machine and scale past 20 to 30 and even 50K per month. I'll see you in the next video.